how the algorithm will be working in the to find out the shortest path of the given graph. You just, whatever I am telling those algorithm, you just imagine in the programming part how it will be working over there. And when I am explaining the program, I never explain the algorithm once again. I will be explaining only the lines of code. So you just imagine whatever I am telling you, just imagine how the program will be working out. So now what is the graph representation of this?
Weighted graph.
Weighted undirected graph. Weighted and undirected graph. So now you want to write an algorithm to find out the shortest path. It can be the starting node can be any starting vertices can be any vertices, right? To find out the shortest path. You just imagine this A, B, C, D, E, F, G and all. You just imagine that is a city, that nearby city you are having. So when you are traveling from one city to another city, you want to find out the shortest path. If suppose this A is Coimbatore and G is the Andhra Pradesh, then you will having a number of lines, right, to travel to Andhra Pradesh. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it means the user has been starting from A to G. So it means they were started from Coimbatore to Andhra Pradesh. We can find out the shortest path by using only one technique, that we can find out all the shortest path weightage, and you can find out the shortest path, right? And if suppose you can tell me any one of the city that was middle by Coimbatore and Andhra Pradesh.
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. If suppose the user want to be travel from the starting node of Bangalore to Andhra Pradesh, then the shortest path will be differ, right? Yes. The shortest, when the user is traveling from this particular location D to G, then the shortest path will be differ. So when you want to find out the shortest path, we want to find out the shortest path for all the nodes that can be traveled from one end to another end. We want to find out all the nodes when you are travel from one end to another end. So that is the first thing we want to look into that. And here the graph, the table will be represented like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So now you just imagine. So when you are writing a theory concept, you just take the first node as your source node. You just take the first node as your source node. So when you are starting the first node, what is the weight of the first node first? What is the weight of the first node?
3 or 2.
That is 3 will be the weight for D and 2 will be the weight for C. And what is the weight for A?
0.
0. So the weight of A will be 0. So whatever node you are starting, for that particular node, the weight will be always 0, right? Because the starting point will be 0. There is no distance to travel to A, the particular A. So after getting your starting point, remaining all the nodes will be considered as your infinity without reaching the temporary variable. This infinity will known as the temporary variable. We don't know how much cost when you are traveling from A to B, right? As of now. Yes. You just forgot this. You just forgot this image, and you can see here. I am taking my A as my starting node, so the weight will be 0 because that is my starting node. We don't know the exact weight of traveling from A to B, right? Yes. So first I am taking my A is my first root. So first root, that is A. And you can compare this, how many vertices are there, how many edges are there that was going from A?
2.
2 vertices. So what are there?
B and C.
B and C has been traveled. So what is the weight of B and what is the weight of C?
3 and 2, sir.
3 and 2. So which one is the shortest path where we want to travel first?
C.
A to C.
A to C, we want to travel from A to C. Am I right? So it means that here it will be changing to, weight will be changing to 2. And what is the previous node of the C? Previous node, that is, this is a previous node. What is the previous node of C?
A.
A is the previous node that I have, that we want to give, because when you are finalize this table and you are finding the shortest path to A to G, then this table will be used for you. So here we are starting that starting node as A to C. The first weightage will be 2, and after that the A will be represented as a previous node of that particular C. And after C has been completed, now first A has been completed, and now the C has been completed. So now the root has been finalized. And after that, we are having one more vertices from A, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So 1 minute, 1 minute. So here the A will not complete it, because when all the vertices has been completed, only we want to insert that particular A into this list. And here what will happen? This will be represented as 2, and this will be represented as A. So first vertices has been completed. Now C has been completed. So C has been traversed. And again A is having one more vertex, one more edges, that is called B. And now we want to travel to B, and the B weight will be 3. And the previous node of B will be A, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here you can see now this A, we having 2 edges, and 2 edges also travels. So it means that this A can be inserted in your list. Clear? So now this A has been inserted, because we having 2 edges in from going from the A. So 2 edges also we have calculated. So this A can be inserted in this. And what is the previous node of A?
C, sir.
No
Previous
node, sir.
node. So no node for, there is no previous node of A, that is known as nil representation. That is a nil, because that is a starting point. When you are seeing this table also, you can identify which one is the starting point, and in how the traversal has been happened. By seeing this table also, you can easily identify that. So that is the thing. So now the weight will be occur. So here we want to consider whether we want to travel to particular E, or we want to travel from C to D. So which weight will be coming first?
C to D.
C to D will be coming first. So here you can see C having 1 to D traversal, which having only 4 weight, and D from E traversal we having 5 weight. So first we are going with C. So for D, what is the weight of the D?
4.
No.
Oh,
No.
6, sir.
6. So the weight of the D you want to calculate from the source node, that is 2 and 4. So weight of the D will be 6, right? Am I right? You can take this
Yes,
and
sir.
this. Because it's starting from A to C, we're having 2 weight, and C to D we're having 6. So we're having 6 weight. And here you can find out whether we want to travel from B to E or C to D.
B to E.
B to E. First we want to find out, we want to travel from B to E. So it means B want to take in here. What is the E value here? 5. And what is the previous node?
B.
B. And this, there is only one vertices from B, so you can take that B in your list. Clear? Clear?
Sir, once again, sir.
So as of now, you are clear, right? A has been inserted and B having some weight and C having some weight. As of now, you are clear, right?
Yes, sir.
So here you want to go either by B or by C for the next vertices. So if you are going for the next vertices, what is the next vertices of C?
D, sir.
D. How many weightage will be there for D? When starting node is A?
6.
6. Sorry, I have missed it out. This starting node will be 8. What is the vertices of, what is the weightage of E?
8, sir.
8, 8. Sorry. So we want to travel from C, right? First we want to travel from C. Clear? Yes. So if you are traveling from C, what is the value of D over here?
6.
C. 6 is my weightage of D. And what is the previous node?
C.
C is my previous node. C is my previous node. So now C has been completed and you can take the C over here. And remaining only one vertices in the A, right? So we want to travel from D. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in this case, you can check for this vertices also. If this vertices is also traveling to E, if this weightage has been less, then you can travel from C to D and D to E. And you can check this weightage also. So what is the weightage while traveling from A, B and E? 8, right? Yes? A, B and E, what is the weightage?
8.
8. And A, C and D and E, what is the weightage?
9.
9.
7.
It will be coming as 9, right? So this 9 will be terminated, this 8 will be taken. So it means that B want to be inserted in a list. And after that, E will be represent the weightage of 8. And what is the previous node?
B.
The previous node will be B. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So as of now, how many nodes has been pending for in the list? We have taken 3 nodes and 4 nodes has been pending as of now, right? And now either you can take D or you can take E as your next vertices. So in this case, I am taking my D as my next vertices. I want to travel from D to E. What is my weightage?
3.
3. I want to travel from D to F. Then what is my weightage?
1.
1.
2.
No, I want to
Sir,
travel
what
from.
source node, sir?
No. You just think that as of now the D weightage will be 6. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. As of now the D weightage is 6, and 6 I want to travel from D to E. Then what is my weightage?
9.
9. And as of now the D weight is 6, and I want to travel from D to F. What is my weightage?
7. 8.
8. So where I want to travel now?
F.
D to F.
D to F I want to travel. So D to F I want to travel here. And what is the weightage?
8.
8.
8.
8. And what is the next previous node of that?
D.
D. So in this case, I want to insert this D over here, and this D has been completed. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Am I right? How many vertices are D having over here?
2, sir.
How many vertices?
Total 3, sir, but
Two.
C is
D, how many vertices D is having?
3, sir.
3, sir.
No, so this C has been completed. Without visiting a node, how many vertices is
Two.
having? 2 having. So F has been completed. So what about this E? You want to calculate this E also, right? So in the
Yes, sir.
previous weightage of D will be 6. Am I right? Previous weightage of D will be 6, and when you are traveling from D to E, the weightage will be 9. So in the previous weightage of E will be 8. So this 9 will not be considered. Then you no need to worry about those conditions over here, right? The previous weightage of E will be 8, right? So you can see the previous weightage of E will be 8. And again, you want to travel from D to E, the weightage will be 9. So here already the shortest path is available. So it will be, it won't affect anything. So you no need to consider about that. Whether the current weight is greater than the previous weight. So it won't be considered. So already the E will be having a weightage of 8. So no need to worry about that. So again, the D will be inserted. And now we are going to start with F, right? Yes. How many vertices are there in F? Unvisited vertices. Unvisited vertices. So this F will be considered of, already the weightage of F will be 8, and again it want to travel to G. So it means that the weightage will be 9, right? 9.
Yes, sir.
And the previous node will be F. Right. Yes. So what is the weightage of G?
9.
9. So the weightage of G will be 9. So now only one node which will be pending. Now we can start with G. So when you are, now we can start with, so D having 2 vertices, one F has been completed and E wants to be completed. So when you are starting from A, B, E and G, what is the weightage of G?
10.
10. So already what is the weightage of G? 9 is the shortest, 9 is the shortest weightage. So no need to worry about that. You can take that E as in your list. And again, the final element will be the G. You can take this G as element in your list. So once you are starting from A to G, what is the shortest path now?
9.
So 9 is the shortest path that you will be getting. That is, this 9 will be your shortest path. And how you want to travel to get those 9?
A, C, D, F, G.
A, C. So this path will be your shortest path when you are traveling from A, C, D, F and G. So that is your shortest path. You want to return those regressive function in your program to find out the shortest path to all the elements that you have traveled. And after getting this structure will be like this: C, F, D, C and A. So this will be the shortest path for the particular node that has started from A. So that is the thing. Now you can see this table by using this method, that this output that you have got. By using this table also you can identify. In your exam point of view, they will give only this table. That will be the fine. They will give one. They will not represent any graph over here. They just give the table, and you want to find out which one is the shortest path in that particular table. So you just do your homework over here, and you can find out easily which one is the shortest path after reaching those things. So it will be starting from G, right? So what is the previous node of G?
F,
F. And it will travel to F. What is the previous node of F?
D,
D.
D. And what it will be travels to here. What is the previous node of D? What is the
C,
previous
sir.
node of D? C. So it will be traveling to C. And what is the previous node of C?
A.
A. And A is my starting node. So A, C, D, F, and the final node it will be G. So remaining node you can terminate it. Remaining node, there is no purpose of visiting those nodes. Why? Because the shortest path is not applicable in the remaining vertices. So once you have finalized the G vertices and you are giving the previous node, that you want to be very careful. That last node, you want to take that, and the previous, based upon the previous node, it will be traversing according to the previous node that you have mentioned over here. And based upon that, you can find out the shortest path in the particular graph. Clear? Clear? So in the program point of view, what do you want to do first?
Source node.
Starting with NN.
No. Before finding out the source node, you want to do one thing. What is that? The source node will be getting, the user will be giving us an input. So based upon the user input, you can identify the source node and you can travel. So before collecting the source node, we want to do one thing. What is that?
Present or no.
First, you want to find out whether the graph is having any, even a more than one vertices. That you want to find out the graph is having more than one vertices. And after finding out the vertices that was available in the node, you want to find out whether the source node has been present in the vertices. And once the source node has been find out in the particular graph, and you want to reach out the adjacent node of that particular source node, and you want to check the weight of the adjacent node, and which one is the lowest weight, then you want to travel by those adjacent nodes. And after completion of the lowest weight adjacent node, the unvisited adjacent node want to be checked it out, and you want to travel to the unvisited adjacent node. And once all the nodes has been all the adjacent node has been completed for that particular source node, then you want to terminate that source node in the list, and after that you want to do same process for all the nodes. That is will be coming in the regressive technique. So you want to write the code for only one node, and after writing the code for only one node, you want to increment the vertices, and after incrementing, you want to do the regressive technique in your lines of code. So that is the simple technique, and the main problem is to find out the minimum shortest path that was available in the weighted graph. So if you are giving the directed weighted graph, so can you give me an example of this weighted graph? Can you give me an example of a weighted graph application, real-time example of weighted graph?
Google Maps.
So Google Maps, which will be consist of, whether it is consist of a weighted graph, a directed weighted graph or undirected weighted graph?
Undirected weighted graph.
Undirected, yes. Can you give me an example of a directed weighted graph in an application?
In any searching files in our laptops.
Any searching files in your laptop? No.
It contains only one path.
So you are telling this. You are telling this.
Yes, sir.
This path.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It will be directed. So if suppose I am taking this PC, local disk E and data structure. So I need to search some of the elements in this folder called data structure. I am not getting any folder over here. Can I go back to the local disk E?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then it is a directed graph.
So that means we want to find one what we want to say.
No, I am telling that if suppose I am visiting this PC, my PC, and after that I am going to the E colon, and after that I am going to the data structure folder. In this E colon, I am going to the data structure folder. So this is an unweighted graph. So just imagine this is an unweighted graph. I am clicking the PC over here and clicking the E colon, and after that I am going to the data structure. I can't able to find any files in those data structure folder. So whether I can able to come back to the E colon.
Sir, we can come back.
we can come back. So if suppose I am using this as my directed graph, after I am not finding out anything in the E colon. So I am having a folder called AIDS. I am having one of the folder called AIDS, and I am having a particular files in this AIDS, but I have visited the data structure folder. In this directed graph, you can't able to come back, right? Yes. If you are giving a directed graph, then you can't able to come back. So this is a finishing end for this. We can't able to come back. So in this category, the most probably the online applications will be the online application, whatever we are using, that all the social media application, which will be consist of only the undirected weighted graph. So they will be having a lot of weights over here for all the application, but the only thing, the most probably, as per the banking sector, or can I give you an example of those banking sector? If you are going to the ATM and giving the PIN and you are waiting for the entering the PIN for 30 to 40 minutes, 40 seconds, then what will happen in the ATM? You are inserted the card and the machine will ask you for a PIN number, and you are waiting nearly 1 minute or 2 minutes for typing those PIN number. Then what the machine will do?
Scanning the ATM.
What it will do?
Scanning the ATM card.
So it will be terminated and it will be go to the front page, right?
Yes, sir.
So we can't able to go back in those ATM machine. There will be a possibilities of go back on the ATM machine, but without entering those particular functionality, we can't able to go back or can't able to do any process. It will be terminated because we have given that. I already mentioned that the weight of the graph, it can be a cost, time, or whatever it may be, that will be represented as your weight, right? So in a lot of application, if you are receiving an OTP from any one of the concern in your application, if you are not entering the OTP within the mentioned time, that is 180 seconds or 60 seconds, whatever the application has been given, then after that 180, the waiting time, this path will be terminated from entering the OTP to entering the particular server. This path will be terminated. Again, it will go to the OTP process. It will send the OTP, and after that you want to type the OTP, and after that only it will be entering into the server. So in that particular cases, in some of the rough cases, it means the secure cases, if you are going to do any project in those secure application, then you can use this directed weighted graph. If you are using some of an application in a social media or whatever it may be, in that particular point of view, no need to go with the direct weighted graph. You can go with an undirected weighted graph. That will be enough. So it can traverse from one end to another end easily. It can be traversed from one vertices to another vertices easily. Then you can make some arrangements over here. So that is the thing. So all the companies' point of view, when they are designing the application, they will be mostly considered as the weighted undirected graph. So that is the thing. So kindly do it. Take it out this. Take the screenshot of this, and you can try by your own for this particular graph. You take it out this, take the snapshot of this, and you can fix the table over here, whatever the table I have given over here. We just do an operation for this weighted undirected graph, right? This is not a compulsory. If you have completed and you have find out the shortest path to travel between 0 to 4, then you find out the shortest path and give the explanation in a WhatsApp. That's enough. Clear?
Okay, sir.
So just take the snapshot of this. Yes. Has anyone taken the snapshot of previously explained concept? Has anyone taken the snapshot? So if you are taken the snapshot, you just share me those who have taken the snapshot of